What's up, everybody, and welcome to Weekday Wagers. It's Monday, and thank you for making us a part of your day, a part of your week, and getting the thing started as we look into the various plays that we have. We have an NBA play as well as a play on the game tonight. That is the Monday Night Football game between the Cowboys as they go into Las Vegas to take on those Raiders. And so it should be a good game just overall. And I'm excited to talk about it. The Cowboys are my team, but I always try to look at it from a non-biased view. So I'm curious what you all think. If you have plays and want us to look at them and diagnose them, because there's so many different aspects of this game that can be looked at. But beyond the Monday Night Football game, we do have the plays. We also have the primetime pay dirt that we want to make sure that we pay attention to and see who's getting into the end zone. If people have enough plays, we'll do the people's parlay as well. And might even ask that stupid 8-ball if he likes a certain play throughout the day. Who knows? This could be a fun episode. But let's go ahead and take a look back at how we did yesterday. And yes, it was a kind of a meh weekend. Mark ends up going 1-3. Robbie and I somehow hold enough to go 2-2. But it was a losing weekend, a losing show from Friday. We don't run from it, but we obviously want to make sure that we're continuously getting better. But sometimes when I went 7-0 the last 2 weeks, this week splitting, it honestly feels terrible. But in all hindsight, it's not the worst thing in the world. But as we move on throughout this week and throughout the next week of the holidays, we do want to share some information according to the holidays, but we'll do that here in just a few minutes. But let's waste no more time. You're all here hanging out, rocking out. Let's bring in the guy, the man that missed the show last night, Marky Motto. Did you fall asleep last night? What happened?
To answer that question, yes, I did. At some point late last night, I fell asleep. But no, that was not the reason I missed the show. We lost power, and our power did not come back on until about 4 o'clock this morning. And it is snowing here in upstate New York. And with no power means that we've got no furnace, no heat. And so my wife and I were huddled around the fireplace last night, and I am far too old to be sleeping on the couch.
Right. Well, I feel you there, because sleeping on the couch is no fun for anybody for sure. But we do have some people that might be going to the game. Why are we going to the game? Oh, because Joe's in Las Vegas. And so Joe is going to watch those Cowboys be triumphant down in Sin City. It's a beautiful thing, Joe. I hope you're there rooting on my Cowboys to completely just win. One of the top 5 best quarterbacks in the league. You're about to watch Dak Prescott. I'm happy for you, Joe.
Look, I'm jealous of Joe and the other 11 people that will be at that game tonight watching it live. I think that anytime you can take in a pro football sporting event live, it's definitely worth it. Should be some pretty good seats, because I don't think anybody goes to the games in Vegas.
The Cowboys, America's team, is there. Like, everybody is going. If I could go, I would go. If you could go, you would go. It's America's team, Mark. What are we talking about?
So that's the real question. Is Joe, because he's from Vegas, is Joe going to root for Vegas, or is he going to root for the Cowboys?
He's going to root for the Cowboys.
Okay.
Yeah. Joe's my second favorite, and so why would he not? I think he should. All right, but I see some people over here talking about the NFL overdrive, and as everybody's piling in here, I want to make sure we get to it, because it's the time of the show that allows us to say, "Ha, told you so," because that's what happened again. You all thought you could get us, and what happens is I went 8 out of 10, and Scott, you now know the tie goes to us, and so we all went head to head. And I don't know if you see that 4th place there, Mark. Who's in 4th place?
The same guy we relegated to the B team.
He did what we needed him to do, and then cast him out. We don't need him anymore.
They call that good management, and good management knows exactly when you target somebody who's going to perform, and then when you can lay off them again. And I think that that was exemplified when we called Preston up.
We brought him in. He did the job, and then we got rid of him. And in all honesty, probably should have held on to him because the other guy that we have on our team isn't on here either. I know you're not either, but you can't get in the saloon. You can't get on top of the other. We don't count on you normally.
And I got Miss Kim calling me out on X about, hey, I'm in for the third time in 4 weeks. How'd you do? I'm like,
yes.
Damn.
Yeah. I had the same question, Joe. I had to do it myself. I kept looking and I was watching the games, and in all fairness, I didn't watch hardly any football this entire weekend. And yes, I did talk about it today. I lied through my teeth because I didn't watch any football hardly yesterday. All I did was watch highlights because I was so busy from a tournament soccer game that morning at 9 a.m. all into I built some stupid what are they, the icebergs. Had to build icebergs for the elf, the play that both my daughters are in. Had to build icebergs.
Or igloos.
Icebergs. Had to build icebergs. The whole back of the place.
Gotcha.
They open up at, I guess, the North Pole. I don't really know. But we had to build icebergs using a hot knife, which I didn't know how to use a hot knife. I didn't know what a hot knife was. And I'm crafty. I know how to use tools. And I had never seen a hot knife. Wasn't aware of how it works. So anyway, I had to work a hot knife. Me and my wife built the icebergs as they're dead ahead. We heard that joke so many times. Was it yesterday? So yes, it was a busy day. And so I'm excited to watch football tonight. I hope everybody else is too as well.
The real question is, did you and your wife reenact the scene from the Titanic where they saw the iceberg?
Yeah, so you had that torn ACL thing. I'm not trying to get crazy right now. I'm not trying to do that again. That was terrible. All right. Well, as everybody's here, we did go. We won again, so we're going to roll it over again, Mark, to NFL Overdrive for this Friday. But we're going to share some news for Thanksgiving week at the end of the show. I don't think we need to get to it now. Nothing crazy. So let's go ahead and get into the actual game that's tonight. Mark, has the line moved at all? Cowboys -3.5 still?
Cowboys still -3.5. Still like that look a lot. The model has them covering the 3.5. I do think we see a little bit more points scored tonight than we have in previous primetime games over the last couple of weeks. So I like there to be some actual player props that cash in this thing. And maybe some overs. God knows we haven't seen overs hit in a while.
God, so. it's been a minute. But I do want to, look at that total. It's like 49.5, 50. Do you think there's enough value on that, or is that, hey, we should wait live? Because there's two different ways to look at it and think about it. You can either hit it now, or you can try to hit it live. But if they score early and a couple times early, that line is going to just jump to where you can't play the over. So would you attack it now?
No. In fact, if anything, I would play the under 50.5 now, because the model's got this one projected out to 46, which means that we're still getting we still have a tremendous cushion versus the projection versus where the line is at now. And I think that if we see a very slow first quarter and first half, which this is projected to be, I think that line drops all the way down and we lose a ton of value there. So I like the under in this one.
Okay. Well, that's something to look at. And obviously with this game, you're thinking that we have the Cowboys who have now been, they've been decimated with injuries and they have not had a good defensive, side of the ball. And it's been horrible. Well, now they're getting a lot of those guys back, and we're coming off of a bye week, which is always helpful. You get a little rest, you're rejuvenated. They had the Marshawn Nealon thing where, he did what he did. And honestly, that's a sad thing for him and his family and all of them that are, the brotherhood that is, a team, a defense, especially. And they're going to be playing with that extra motivation of carrying their grief, of him passing on their shoulders. That can go into that. Plus, you have the trade deadline. All this goes in. None of them are more important or less. Probably the Nealon thing is obviously the most important. And so at that point, this Cowboys defense could look different than it's looked all year. I never hold my breath and going back to the actual game part of it, because the Cowboys seem to always suck on defense. But that's kind of where I'm at. They could actually be good.
Look, well, listen, let's just call it for what it is, right? The Dallas defense has been so horrible this season that even if all those factors kick in and they play really well, they're mediocre at best. This is not an elite defense. It's not going to keep teams from basically running any game script that they want. Whether teams want to pass the ball or run the ball is entirely possible. Can Dallas slow them down more so than they have been able to do to any other team this year?
Yeah, and it just as this should be a spot where Dallas wins easily, and that's what happens is they'll end up losing 24 to
they'll lose by 17 now.
Yeah, it's horrible. But Rye brings up a good point. We were talking about if the Dallas team, and they're mainly their defense, it can't show up and show out at this point when they're grieving, Marshawn, Nealon's death. I think that it's going to be an opportunity that we might not never see this defense at being the best possible defense they can be. And so I'm curious how this goes. This could be an exciting game, and I hope it is. But speaking of excitement, did not expect this guy. This is the counselor of cash. Sia Nejad coming in here. Yes, mediocre versus Geno. Yeah, we'll take that. Listen, Geno will throw a pick somehow, some way. Even the Cowboys can figure out a way to catch an interception. But yes, the Cowboys, can they not be mediocre one time, Mark? Please tell me one time they can not suck and somehow show up and actually look like a decent defense.
No, I think this is the time we want them to be mediocre because the rest of the time they're that horrible. This is the time that we want them. Just please be mediocre. And you literally can give Dak and the offense. And let's be clear. I mean, the offense can score. The offense can put up points.
For sure.
So I do like the spot. If we get just a mediocre level out of this defense, I think Dallas covers easily.
If you're looking at player props, obviously this is one that you talked about where we could see opportunities in different areas. Is there somebody that you would target? Because obviously you have the ground games for both sides, right? With Ashton Genty, but Javonte Williams is an opportunity there, but also on the other side where you're talking about CeeDee Lamb and then the big name of then Brock Bowers. You do have all these big names because Brock Bowers and CeeDee Lamb, even though one's a tight end, one's a receiver, you have all these guys that really could show out and have the ability. Even with Geno, who isn't that great of a efficient passer, he's still a guy that wants to throw the ball. In the end of the day. And so at that point, you have Dak on the other side. And so where would you look to target if you're looking for whether it's a certain player, an aspect, a side of the ball, one way or the other?
Yeah, I think there's actually two that I like. One for an over, one for an under.
Okay.
And let's talk about the under to get it right off the table here. Brock Bowers, despite Dallas's ineptness on defense this season, they have been remarkably good at shutting down the tight end. The flip side of that is Brock Bowers is really Geno's only option to throw the ball to. I think that this is his line is at 74.5 receiving yards. I think that this comes in well under that. I think that the Cowboys will be willing to sell out to stop Brock Bowers from having a game and take their chances with Ashton Genty and the rest of the core for the Raiders to do their damage. On the flip side of that, I really love George Pickens tonight as the wide receiver too, to go over his receiving yards. I think that, again, CeeDee Lamb's is he going to get his catches? Yes. Is he going to get his yardage? He will, but he's also going to get the majority of the attention from the Raider defense. I love Pickens to slide in here, get into those soft spots in the zone where he can just sit and rack up some yards.
And I've looked at this game probably more than others just because it is my team. And I'm always curious, how this game breaks down, especially Monday night games. I always dig into them a little bit more than others, just overall, just from having to do more in-depth work. But Robbie brings up a good point here. CeeDee Lamb's longest reception, 26.5, cashed him 9 of 10, the primetime games. That's the key factor, right?
Yeah.
Is when do these games happen? And the prime time is because CeeDee Lamb is who he is, right? He is CeeDee Lamb. He wants to show out. And so because of that, that might be an opportunity to look at the over 26.5 because Dak wants to get him the ball, right? Anytime you can feed a a loudmouth in a sense, such as like even AJ Brown. If you feed them early, they'll shut up, right? And then you can work your offense and mold it as you need to. That's with any superstar. And so at that point, I love the look of getting him deep, maybe, or getting him a crossing route that might get him some room in the middle. But one guy that I like, or actually I don't like, is Tyquan Thornton. He's been on the field so much for this team, and dude is just not throwing him the ball. Like Geno Smith is not throwing him the ball. I don't know if he's not open. I haven't watched the all 22 film to really diagnose everything. But for whatever reason, Tyquan Thornton is on the field, and he's got the snaps. He's got the routes, but ain't getting the ball. So I don't know what's going on with him. But the other side is Tyler Lockett. I don't know what happened, but over the last 2 weeks, he's gaining that momentum. And I don't know if he's getting healthy or what, but getting the most targets last week over Brock Bowers tells me something that, hey, maybe this old vet is finding his right time. We obviously, when they sent out their number one receiver out, I expect now maybe Tyler Lockett steps up. It's a primetime game for him as well.
Yeah, or maybe it's more telling that Brock Bowers isn't actually 100%, right? And that's why Tyler is getting the looks, he's getting the routes and the snap share. So tomato. I think what the end result is that Lockett is getting more looks.
Okay. Well, guess what? Anytime the cheese dog comes here and backs me up. We had Sia today. I think Sia said he likes me more than you. I think he said that. I didn't pull up the chat on that one as well. But then now Cheesy says he loves Lockett, which means he likes me more than you. So I love all the love that's coming in on my side. Mark, I apologize in advance on that one, but I do like it. But yes, Trey Tucker. No. Thornton he's on the team. Who is Dante? Is it Dante Thornton?
Dante.
Well, you got me confused now, Robbie. You got me stopped in my tracks here. But I'm pretty sure it is Thornton who plays for them.
I'll tell you right now.
Rich is commenting here. He says Lamb or Pickens.
Dante Thornton.
Dante Thornton, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that what I said?
Dante Thornton Jr.
Isn't that what I said?
Oh
no, I said
you said
Tyquan Thornton. I'm sorry. Thornton. Dante Thornton. That's what I meant. I apologize. So you are right, Robbie. Either way. But yes.
He's still a Thornton in the side, if you will.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That one was good. If you had to pick here, because I know we talked about both of them, Lamb or Pickens over in receiving yards, and obviously the chat, if you got any suggestions on this as well. I like Lamb. I know it's a bigger number, and I know Pickens has been, he's gone over this number. I want to say all of 1 or 2 games this season, whatever his number is. I have not played it. It just worries me when I see the other side of the ball for a Raiders team that has limited the receivers, especially wide receiver 2s on their numbers. And so at that point, maybe look at it at Lamb. I don't know. If you had to choose one or the other, which one would you rather have?
I'm higher on Pickens for this game, especially because I think that the Raiders really haven't faced, from a wide receiving core, a duo like Lamb and Pickens in combination. So I think that with a lot of attention being focused on shutting CeeDee Lamb down and not letting, you don't want Lamb to have a huge game, because that is a game script that means the Raiders are losing huge.
Okay.
So I think that Pickens is going to be the beneficiary here of a more tightened up and more robust CeeDee Lamb defense.
All right, last question. Actually, 2 more questions before we get out of here. Move on to our actual plays. If you had to pick, who has more rushing yards, Genty or Williams?
That's a great question.
That's all I have, Mark.
I'm going with Genty.
Okay.
I'm going with Genty only because I think that even if Dallas rises up defensively for tonight's game, the fact of the matter is everybody has been able to run against Dallas. I think the only team, Dallas sits 4th in rushing yards allowed to opposing running backs. They're giving up 4.8 yards per attempt to opposing running backs. They're on par with the Tennessee Titans as far as running backs being able to do what they want against them. I think that Genty has the bigger of the day.
I think I agree with you, and it's weird that his number is smaller than Javonte Williams, which is crazy. That's why I wanted to ask that question, see if you were of the mindset of everybody else, because I think that's where everybody else is looking for as well.
I think Genty has the bigger game. I think Javonte Williams still hits his number simply because I think Dallas is going to be ahead. They're going to feed Williams the ball. They're going to let him run, chew up the clock. He will hit that number. I think Ashton Genty has the bigger night of the two.
All right. Well, over here, Cheesy is kind of with all of us at this point. He's talking about Lockett over the 27.5 receiving yards, Dak under 35 pass attempts, Genty over there's 84.5 rushing receiving yards. Man, that would be a good looking look. I have no idea what equals the 3-man is, but I love the look. I'm hoping that maybe that's 3 units. I didn't get any hammers though, Mark, so on Cheesy. So we know it's not a play unless I see a hammer.
Right. It's not a lock unless we see 2 hammers on that thing. That's
right.
where we go.
No doubt. Well, we're gonna have plays in here. All right, give me the numbers. So you already think Dallas wins and covers, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Dallas minus the points.
I'm the same too, and it scares me. But you know what? I'm going to be watching tonight. I get to watch some football. I'm excited. On the other side, we will have our wagers. Mark and I are going to show up, and maybe there could be some synergy with Mark's thinking. We'll get his NFL pick right after we hear from Seabass.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Seabass, the only 5-star chef in the game. We all know sports betting is full of bad beats and tough calls, but when it comes to flavor, there's no second guessing. Bassett's Blends is the plus EV lock of every meal. We don't need a stinking model. Crafted with winning spices and bold taste, Bassett's Blends comes in 3 flavors, original, hot, and no salt, that's gonna turn chicken, steak, vegetables, any dish into a can't miss cover every night. With Bassett's Blends, there's no bad beats, no flavor fades, just guaranteed greatness. Check out the link right here where you can pick up your Bassett's Blends for a guaranteed lock every single night.
Look, we just got done talking about who's going to have the bigger night, and that's why I am all over Ashton Genty's longest rush to go over 13.5 yards. You get that at minus 120. And let's be perfectly clear. Genty's only gone over this line once in the 4 home games that they played this season. The one time he went over, it was for 64 yards. So looking at this, you're probably thinking, so why the hell would we take the over 13.5? Well, he's hit 13 yards against every other team that they played at home. That was his longest rush. And those teams all have better rushing defenses than the Dallas Cowboys do. We just got done talking about it. Even if the Cowboys are mediocre tonight, Genty is just too big, too strong. He's going to get into that second level, that second tier, simply because the Dallas Cowboys are the worst team when it comes to opposing running backs rushing for a first down. What does that tell you? They're getting into that linebackers. They're getting into the secondary level. They're racking up the yards. Give me the over 13.5 for his longest rush.
All right, I like it. Run, Genty, run. But I have another one here. We're going to go to the association. We're going to go with, can everybody say it? Can you pronounce it? Because I can't. Sandro Mamakashvili. Yes, sorry. Sandro Mamakashvili. That's how you say it. Anyway, we're going to go over the 7.5 points here at minus 118. Where does Sandro play? Yes, he plays in Canada, eh? We're going to go Toronto Raptors. He's coming off the bench. He's getting 17 to 20 minutes a night, now going up against a Charlotte Hornets team. They're not good. You can bring LaMelo Ball back if you'd like. It doesn't matter. Against the power forward position, they allow the second most points to that actual position. So I like him because he can step out and shoot the tray ball, which they struggle at, or he can run the lane very easily, catch those easy dishes, some dimes, and go ahead and cash this ticket for us to go over the 7.5 points at minus 118. But I got a question, Mark. Can you say his name?
It's so funny. Because we were looking at the NBA 3 for 3, the parlay that has been a huge hit and has been hotter than hell. He's the guy to target.
Yeah.
And he came up on the list, and I'm looking at that, and I'm like, I'm glad I don't have to say that on air because I just call him Stando.
Yeah. Well, I was like, so I've been following for a while. He went in the Big East. And so I just tried to I like the player he is, but I've never actually had to pronounce it. So I was like looking at videos and I completely just forgot because I've been in meetings literally up until 1 minute before the show started. And I forgot to refresh what the name is. So Mamu Kashvili, I think I'm still saying that wrong. There's a tidbit in the middle I'm missing, I think. Either way, I think I got close enough.
if you just say Sandro Mosh, yeah, I got you. I got it.
Something. All right. Well, we obviously have the play of the day from Justice That Sports. I believe. Are we 5-1 on the season?
4-2.
4. Okay, so we lost that last one. That's what it was. Okay, 4-2. All right. What are we playing today?
We're going with Florida Panthers on the puck line at -1.5. Get that at -110. Straight up, the Panthers are projected to win this game almost 69% of the time. The model projections on the puck line, they're doing that in 61.7. Love this spot to target. And the puck line predictions for NHL have been hitting at 83%. So, yeah, I'll take it.
All right, I like it. So 61.7% chance to win on the puck line there for the Florida Panthers. They lost to the Ducks, but I bet they're still a decent team, in my opinion.
They're playing Vancouver tonight. They should be all right.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully we continue on. And instead of go 4-2, now we're 5-2. So hopefully we can lock that one in. But speaking of locking it in, we have the prime time pay dirt. So let's see who's scoring tonight. And neither of the main running backs are on here, Mark. So I had to kind of go away from that a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're going to go with the main wide receiver ones. You can go CeeDee Lamb here at +120. You can go Trey Tucker at +230. But if you can see like a trend here, George Pickens +155, Jake Ferguson +180. Under those, the best one on the board is Brock Bowers. So they're looking for him to get a tutter here into the end zone. And then my guy, +400, Tyler Lockett. I like it. Which way are you leaning here for some primetime pay dirt?
I am all in on George Pickens tonight. So for me, it's either going to be feast or famine. Give me Pickens here at the +155. I think you're getting a ton of value on a guy who's going to get a ton of open looks tonight.
Okay. Well, I am going to stay with my guy as well. I'm going to go Tyler Lockett because why not? He's been a guy who continuously gets into the slot, finds his way in. I think the Cowboys struggle in so many aspects on, the DN side. And I think their cornerbacks are not great. Even though they're getting healthy, I still don't think they're great. And so because of that, they're going to have to score some way. And I think they're going to load in the box. And at that point, you can run some stuff behind those 8-man boxes if you need to, with Tyler Lockett going in a hard out, or maybe he just kind of saves some time. Geno does and puts it in the back of the end zone. So I like a good vet here, put them in the red zone. And so we'll cash with our guy, Tyler Lockett. But I see so many people putting so many plays in here, and I'm just curious what your thoughts on. So let's go through some of these. We see Cheesy here saying that Turpin finds the end zone. Listen, don't tell anybody. This will be our secret.
Maybe in warm-ups.
My Legends Lounge, if you know where that place might be, is Cavante Turpin.
But
don't tell anybody that I told anybody that. It gives it away, right? So don't tell anybody. Okay, that's between us. All right. John Collins under the 21 points and rebounds is the cheesy play of the day. John Collins, do you know who John Collins plays for?
Oh my God. I do. It's on the top of my head. I used to play for the Jazz. Now he's I want to say Clippers.
Do you think is that your final answer, Mark?
I'd like to phone a friend.
All right. Who would you like to call?
Hey, Cheesy, who does John Collins play for?
It's the Clippers, you ting dong. You got to stay with it. You let me throw you off of the scent. I haven't looked at that, but I'm going to go look at it real quick. I believe they're saying that James Harden is still going to play. I don't think right now they've actually put out everything, but John Collins gets the start tonight. He had 17 points last game, which was yesterday. So back-to-back. His rebounding has been terrible. Just the last 10 games, he's averaging 4.1 and 11.6. So you're talking about right there near his average, under it. The only thing you're hoping for, Cheesy, and I like the look, 76ers, maybe they're running and maybe they don't, but they allow a lot of rebounds to that position there of the power forward position. So I'm curious how that is. But yes, I do think that he could easily go under. He could easily have a blow up game. That's just who John Collins is, in my opinion. But I like the look. It takes huevos to go
play
for that
an under.
under. Yeah. Because that's not a huge number.
Now, do you think that he gets less minutes if Harden does play?
No. I think it's all about just Kawhi play. Obviously, Zubac is there, and so he's going to get majority of those minutes in the post, and so that puts John Collins out, right? And so he's having to play the short corner, the corner three. Maybe he slides up top a little bit, or he runs the dunker spot. At that point, it really just depends on, does Harden set him up? If Harden's there, he's going to have the ball in his hands most of the time. But does Kawhi come back and then push him maybe further into the corner? That could be the only thing that you'd have to look at. So I would say if Kawhi plays, I love the under. If he doesn't, worries me just a little.
Okay.
Either way. All right. So we do have some more. Let's go through some of these. Scott says he likes the Joker over 1.5 threes. I don't have a chance to look at that one. But do you think with all these plays coming in, should we just do a people's parlay at this point?
Should we? Or I know we had talked about the possibility of, look, we're headed into the holidays. Maybe a little 8-day ladder challenge.
Okay.
Where we take $10 and maybe run it up into $1,500 after 8 days.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do the ladder challenge, and that'll lead us into the holiday week a little bit. And if for some reason we fall off the ladder, we can get right back up and be just in time for Black Friday. I think that's
absolutely. Well, listen, I think if let's cash this thing before, because we got a week, right? We got a week before Thanksgiving. Let's cash it before. That's a little cold hard cash in there for all those Black Friday deals. So
I like it.
We're going to win. We're not going to have to reset. We're going to win.
Do it. All right. If we do that, he'll donate. This is Joe saying he'll donate $500 to charity. Down. I'm down. I love it.
Just, I did this last year during baseball season with the walks parlay and all sorts of stuff. But we did this last year, cashed it. It went from $10 to, or I think we started 25, went to 2,500, and I donated half of that to the Veterans Foundation here in upstate New York. So, yes, I will. Whatever I win in this, I will donate half of it. Okay,
I like it. We do have a question here on my play. Michael Klein's asking, would you play Sandro's points over the 8.5? That because it looks like 7.5 has moved, and so I apologize. I have not looked at it, I promise, since 7 this morning when I actually had to load it up. But I'm seeing this, and the reason I played the 7.5, and this is complete transparency, and maybe it's a teaching moment. I looked at his points, rebounds, and assists, as well as his points and assists, points, rebounds, the combo lines, and the best value to me because he's hit the 90% on the season. Going over that, he was a 7.5 points, 8.5 points. I still like it. I have no issues with that because he hits a 3, and at that point, you just need 3 other buckets. And I think you're easily cashing there.
So,
but go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so, he's hit double digits. So I still like the over 8.5. He's done it in 5 straight, and he's done it in 7 of his last 8.
Yep. 100%. But also, so my better value play, depending on which way you want to go, because it's minus 114, as I'm seeing the best odds on his 8.5, I would go to his over 9.5 points and assist if you have that. He's had an assist in every single game, I believe, this season. And so you're getting that with the benefit of potentially him having 2-3 assists, right? And carrying you over that point. And so he's averaging 12.3 points and assists a game, 10.4. So he's averaging roughly almost a full 2 more full assists on the season. So that's what I would go if I was going to go one way or the other, if you're looking at that line. So I'm glad Michael asked that question because I had no idea it moved.
Yeah, that's a great, I still like the look. Still love it.
Either way, yes. Either way, 7.5, 8.5. Rebound assist is fine. We do have more questions, and honestly, this is going to be a longer show. And I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. But if you had somewhere to go, Mark, I apologize to you. But if you all are hanging out here with us, we're hanging out. AJ Cole over 3.5 punts. Brian Anger over 3 punts. Both teams cashed yesterday. So Brian Anger is the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's just making note that we cashed. Got it. I like that. So my question is do you like any of those? Because you're seemingly now the punts guy.
Oh, by the way, now you are. Yeah, I got to pull up. I don't have my
That's okay.
punter data in front of me. You know what? You know what I do have? Hold on 1 second. Watch this. I know what I got.
Because I don't have anything. I have team rankings. That's the only thing I can go to. And D.
So
Johnson.
I'll tell you this. I would take I like both of them as I'm looking at this. So the first half model has this one starting out super slow from a point standpoint, which kind of goes into where the model's projected anyway, and then maybe getting a really good number once that comes down if you wanted to play the over and middle it. I would take the over on both punting on this, because if you figure each side's going to get somewhere between 7 to 9 first half possessions, at best, you're going to get 2 of those that turn into scoring drives, which means now you've just cleared 2 to 3 punts in the first half alone for each guy. So
yeah, I think you have to get 2 in the first, in my opinion, before the thing starts slowing down.
Yeah, because, well, first of all, second half punts, you got to get the majority of them in the first half, because in the second half, teams are not looking to punt the ball. They're looking to sustain drives and keep them going. And neither one of these teams are 4th and 3, let's go for it type teams, unless they're super far behind.
I agree. I like that. And so, yes, definitely a fitting name.
Be angry.
We got to put the anger. Be anger. All right. So that's what I'm looking at. And we do. And Scott was asking about people's parlay. I think what we're going to do is we're going to shift to more of the ladder challenge. I think that'd be more fun. The reason is because it is getting close to the holidays. We want to make sure we're changing things up. We'd always want to depend on people's parlay and doing different things. But I think the main reason is we want to have content throughout the holidays. And so that's why we had a conversation yesterday between me, you, and Rob, and what our decision is, and this is nothing crazy. It's not like, oh my God, let me sit down for a second. What we're deciding to do is, because we're all so busy during the Thanksgiving holidays, we don't know how it's going to be for Christmas, but because we're on every single day throughout the week and these holidays come into play, we're traveling. And so because of that, it's going to be very tough for us to do shows. So we decided, and hopefully everybody understands, we're going to try to put out some plays through social media, as well as maybe some shorts on our webpage, on our YouTube channel. But the Tuesday of Thanksgiving week, which is the 24th, I believe, maybe it's the Tuesday. We're not going to have a show that Tuesday all the way through Friday. Thanksgiving's Thursday, but I'm traveling. There's zero chance. I don't have ability to do anything at that moment. We'll be with family, and it's always so crazy busy at that time, especially during the middle of the day. It's going to be hard for me to sneak away. Right. And I know that's kind of the same for everybody. So the 25th, thank you, Kim. So the 25th all the way until the Friday. We'll still try to do a Sunday night live halftime show, which we did last night as well. So just want to give everybody an update. That's next week. That's not this week. But hopefully we're still going to give you some content, and that way we'll put out shorts. We'll put out different things, but we won't have the 1 o'clock show. And that honestly, it gives everybody a chance. It's in the afternoon time to hang out with their family. So I thought it was a good decision overall for all of us.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And I think that's where this idea it'd be a great time to put together a little ladder challenge, not only for some extra cash, but simply because it gives people a chance to check in on our shorts as we're posting up videos, and still get our plays there. So yeah, I think it works. time off with the fam is always a good thing. And I hope that everybody in the chat, you guys have, first of all, I can't tell you how grateful I am for all of you. I love doing this every single day. And so on my Thanksgiving week, I will be saying lots of thanks for you, our Weekday Wagers family. And I hope that everybody in the chat has a wonderful Thanksgiving and spends some good quality time with their family.
Yep. So just wanted to make sure we did that and shared it a little early in advance. That way we're like, oh my God, what happened? But Mark, I have a great question.
Uh-oh.
We're going to put out plays. Where would people find plays, even if we weren't doing Weekday Wager shows?
Oh, what's that?
Just DanielGreer.com.
Just Daniel Greer. Yes, it's DanielGreer.com. Not on OnlyFans, just DanielGreer.com. You go to JustTheStatsSports.com. Damn it, we got a ton of players. We got a brand new capper there for college basketball, NBA, NFL. Taj L. You guys have seen him in the chat. He's absolutely been crushing it. So, yeah, jump on over there. We're going to be bringing in some more cappers here shortly to give us a lot more coverage. I think that there's such a quantity of games and events happening at this time of year. Instead of spreading everybody thin, we need to bring more people in and provide more coverage for all those other games. So, yeah, it's head on over there. Use Data 100. You're going to get your first month for 50% off. It's so worth it. And by the way, the NFL Power 4 parlay, that is up for tonight's game.
I like it. What is one play off of it?
Dak Prescott over 220 passing yards. In fact, I can tell you right now.
That's easy, Mark.
Dude.
220? Have you seen Dak Prescott? He's a top 5 quarterback in the league.
Well, George Pickens to go over 40. We do have Trey Tucker and an Ashton Genty leg to clear it off. If you want all 4 of them, head on over. It's the free daily play. It's not going to cost you a thing. Just go on over there, click it, boom.
Click it or ticket.
And it's at plus 178.
That's going to be the people's parlay for a little bit because, we're going to step away and do the ladder challenge. We want to change things up. We don't want to do the same thing over and over again all the time. Plus, because we won't be able to hear from the people during the week of Thanksgiving, we want to make sure that we're doing something different. So great idea from you to do the ladder challenge. But I think that's all we got, Marcus. Do you have anything else before we close this thing out?
No, let's just call it the people's stairway or the people's
I shouldn't have asked this question. I shouldn't have asked this question. I shouldn't have. I knew better. I knew better than to ask this question.
The people's parladder.
Oh my God. Sorry, everyone. You cannot get this 1 minute back. It's it.
It's over.
He used it. He did this to you. You can't thank him enough for that. But I can thank you enough for hanging out with us.
Hit the like button.
Yes. Hit the like button, and it takes away all the corny jokes from Mark. I promise. We'll see everybody tomorrow. It will be Mark and Robbie back here. I will be off for Tuesday and Wednesday, but they'll be back here holding it down, and we'll be able to work through the early look at week 12. I cannot believe we're already there, but we're so close. It's getting closer and closer to the playoffs. We look like we just got here to start the NFL season. Playoffs. But yes, we are looking ahead to week 12 tomorrow, and maybe we'll have some soccer stuff coming up very soon with Big Chuck, whether it's this week or next week. When's the next thing?
This week.
Dropping this week. So make sure you stay tuned. Big Chuck's got some more videos that Mark is going to be on as well.
And he changed the day for me specifically because he's got a bunch of games that he's all hyped up over. So, yeah, you don't want to miss it.
We got Big Chuck. That's all I got to say. All right. We'll see you all tomorrow. Do not miss the show. But thank you for hanging out with us today. We'll see you then.